Hello and welcome to Team Fortress TV. Thank you for tuning in. Coming up this evening, we have the ETF2L Season 26 match between Nunya and Se7en. As for production this evening, my name is Frysk and I'm joined by TurboTabs on the mic and we have Gemm on the camera. TurboTabs, how are you doing this evening?
I'm so proud, Frysk. That was a beautiful intro. I think I'm gonna cry. No, I'm pretty hyped. I mean, more TF2 to feast upon. It's going to be a bit of a quickie, I'd imagine, though. But still, it will be a spectacle to watch, nonetheless.
Yeah, we'll have to see how Nunya are able to play this game. It is going to be Snake Water and Process, as this is the Week 2 match, even though I thought this was Week 3, but Se7en just seem to do what they want.
Yeah, they're the rock stars of TF2 right now. They just turn up and we have to accommodate them, flag the red carpet underneath their feet as they walk by. But yeah, this match is incredibly stacked. I know it's almost a little insulting to say this will be a quickie tonight, but I mean, if we had to go by anything, we could go by Gentleman John's brand new True Skill Team Rank, copyright, do not steal. Where he's brought back the ELO for these teams, and now you can have a peek into the rough power rankings of these teams when it comes down to them practicing. And on the Prem side of things, Nunya is ranking below there at a 10.8 true skill mark. That's the algorithm that Microsoft used, apparently, to decide who is the best gamer. While Se7en are towering over them with almost triple that, 28.2. Whew.
That's maybe not looking so good for Nunya. I know last week Se7en played 3 out of 6, and that was a 5-0 win for Se7en on both maps. So Nunya, definitely a challenge tonight.
Well, we've talked so much about them. I'm going to just dive right into talking about who those players are. I'm going to take on the Nunya squad. I'm going to see if I can remember them off by heart. Now, I believe it's Yumpu on Scout, Hems on Scout, Pappy and Yellen on Soldiers. I wish I could tell you which one was Roma, which one was Pocket, but I took a look at the first week game and I could not tell for the life of me. And we've also got Ratslayer, the artist formerly known as Banny420, and Condog will be their medic and their main guide through the turmoils of tonight.
It's going to be easy for Nunya, the Finnish scout duo. Easy games.
Yeah, those Finns, they're practically born with a mouse in the hand.
That's very true. But I think I'll just run down Se7en's roster. We do have Raymond playing Medic, Ali on Demo, Captain playing Pocket, Drac on Roamer, and we have Thalash and Piscari on Scout. And
Piscari?
Yes, Piscari. Recent pickup, actually. Amps is out and Piscari is in. What do you think about that, Turbo?
Jesus Christ, they're changing players every week. There might as well be a mixed team at this rate. Are we going to see Kato come back next week?
Well, let's take it one step at a time there, Turbo.
But yeah, they're incredibly talented. They've still got that rough core of, especially with Captain subbing in as well, my connect string has failed me, Mr. Producer Man, I'm ashamed of you. Anyway, as I was saying, the Captain subbing back in, it kind of makes the transition a lot easier because obviously you played for the team in the past. It's very understandable to get settled back in and know what the team wants to achieve, what they want to do. And it's not like he cut off entire connections with them. I think he was still hanging about here and there, talking to them, how things are going, observing them, etc. But the real question mark for me tonight will be Piscari. I want to see what the Quiet Finn is like in the Se7en rank.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Piscari will do this season. I know last season he placed second with Sauna Slayers, or whatever team name they had at that point. So
Don't bring that up again.
But playing on a team like Se7en, I think this could be really a really good season for Piscari.
Yeah, he's a bit of a talent. I met him actually at DreamHack Winter, and he was doing pretty well on that tournament. He was showing his DM capabilities, and I think he's a pretty good replacement for AMS. I mean, he's not as vocal as AMS, but I think everybody else in that team is somewhat vocal. So I think having someone that's a bit quieter, just does their own thing, would be quite healthy to Team 7.
Now, I'm not too familiar with Nunya, but who would you say would be the most vocal player on Nunya? Or who would be the...
I'm literally taking a stab in the dark. I don't know any of these players. They are a complete question mark to me. But I think I've heard whispers in the wind that Kondog is the man in charge, like any good medic. But I have no clue. I'm going to hold my hands up and just throw you back that question.
Yeah, Nunya, a bit of a, I suppose, maybe a wild card this season. Haven't proven themselves yet. I believe they did get just 5-0 on their first week against Arctic Foxes. And this is also another very tough game against Se7. So they might not be even looking to win a map here, Turbo. I'm not sure what you think. Do you think maybe they'll look to maybe take a round or two, or they try to just feel out Se7, or what's their plan for this game?
Well, I think usually if I was in their place and I knew that I was playing the Goliath known as Se7, I would probably just neglect practicing too much against them and just think and start preparing for next week. I know it sounds incredibly insulting in a way to say like that, but hear me out here. You've got to think of things as a big picture when it comes to ETF2L. If you divert as much time to Se7 as you do to all these other teams, realistically, your options aren't good. Your probability of walking away some points tonight is very, very slim. But if you start thinking about next week, maybe if we start focusing on ourselves, looking at what things we can improve personally, rather than how can we adapt to our enemy this week, then maybe they can just use this week as kind of like a week to workshop on things and work out little kinks on their team.
Well, I will mention that Nunya's next week is against the Lopander, the fabled Mookie on that team, who we saw some impressive plays with from recently.
How can you prepare for that?
How do you even prepare for that? That's what I was going to say. But yeah, it's I guess certainly if they have at all any sort of hope to have any sort of performance on these two maps, it'll definitely be an uphill battle.
Well, I think as long as they just focus on this season, I mean, it is their first season as well of Prem, so I don't think a first season of Prem is always aiming for that playoff spot or something like that. Usually it's just to improve, come out of it the other side, maybe even just enjoy yourself. So, I mean, they have made it all the way to Prem. These guys have started at the bottom just like anybody else, and they're by means not bad, but the Se7 have just been a whole new other level.
Yeah, this is looking like it could just be a bit of a repeat from the 7 versus 3 out of 6 match last week that I casted, which was depressing to say the least. But we'll have to see if Nunya can do anything.
Well, I'm thinking of things like how could they go about challenging Se7. If there was to be an upset, what could they pull off? And the only thing I can really see is maybe pulling something they're incredibly uncomfortable with over on the Se7 side, and that usually constitute something very new or very surprising, and then just digging your heels in and just not giving up the first initial rounds that you win from that. Yeah, I mean Se7 are better at defense than they are compared to their attack.
Yeah, but do you think, this is Se7 we're talking about, do you think it really is a good opportunity to maybe run some gimmicks, run some off-classes, double spy type of things, or do you think they'll be running that this game?
I know they've run a bit of sniper here and there, but they don't really strike me as a team that's going out for any sort of major gimmick in any form. They just kind of concentrate on I think the only thing I might find strange is that the two soldiers are pretty aggressive, both of them. It's like having practically two roamers. It's almost a reincarnation of an AMS team, where the demo man or maybe a scout will get a lot more heals compared to the average team. So maybe that could give them the advantage on some of these mid-fights if their soldiers are very well in sync with each other. But I was watching some of last week's, and While the soldiers were sometimes good, and maybe on maps like Snakewater, they were struggling to really follow up the aggression, and sometimes the soldiers couldn't ace it out towards the end. And maybe even the scout can help here and there, but consistently, I don't see much cohesion as a team so far compared to all the other Prem teams.
Yeah, well, I think if there's any players on Nunya that if this was a game that they had to win, who do you think should step up? Who do you think is maybe their playmaker, maybe their strongest DM talent, who could maybe make something happen?
The strongest DM talent is probably Yellen? Maybe even Hems? I don't know. Because that was the thing about last week as well. When I was watching it, there wasn't an obvious standout player that was like struggling that much, except maybe the combo Condog and Ratslayer slightly. But I think that's just more the nature of how they play. Because I think once they meet a direct confrontation where it's just Ratslayer and Condog in some sort of weird situation, they're both going to go down. And that practically happened all last week, where if Ratslayer goes down, Condog is probably going to follow him.
Yeah, well, I'd probably just put my faith in the Finnish scout duo. I don't think you can go wrong with them. As you said, just Finnish scouts seem to just constantly be good at this game. Doesn't really make any sense, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I might be coming from a soldier bias as well, because I should say all this with past tense. I did play soldiers, so I'm going to admire the soldiers a lot more in this game compared to the scouts. But I still feel confident in saying that the stronger part of their team is maybe the soldiers, but they're all kind of team problems, really, that they're having rather than particular players. But if I had to pick somebody out that had to like really just turn up and completely slay nerds, would be probably the scouts. Yeah, you're right. Maybe Hems.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of Yumpu play actually, but I know Hems maybe we could see some big plays from Hems this game, but I will be keeping my eye on the scouts. But obviously on Se7en, like, pick anybody on the roster and you can just be sure that they're just going to play so well, especially like with maybe the underdogs in Nunya, you know. It'll be interesting to see how Captain and Drac will be playing. I don't think I've watched, or I think, it was last week Captain was playing, so going to see maybe later this season against some of the more, to say the least, better teams. We'll have to see how that soldier duo works out. But we are going live here, Turbo. And if you're just joining us, this is ETF2L Season 26 Premiership Se7en versus Nunya. Here we go to our first mid-fight. Turbo, take us away.
Alright, the first thing I see is Ali doing a big boy fast roll. Like, he's so much faster than Ratslayer. He's completely denied off this med kit, so Ratslayer is going to feel a lot of hate for the start of this mid, and he's not even, the arrows aren't hitting him quite as crisply as he was hoping. He does pick up the health pack eventually, and the first aggressive foot comes out from Yellen, and he will be taken out immediately, so they've already lost the soldier advantage on this map, and they're trying to just back out and keep their medic alive, but they actually take out Ratslayer, who's trying to jump out, and they've left the scout behind. They're trying to kind of roll this all the way to their last point. They've even got on top of second and nice and secure. They even push into last before they even start capping that second point, and they're making the push in with just 4 players.
Yeah, Drac is already behind. He's kind of made a bit of a distraction here. He must get taken down, and he actually does get picked up, but the rest of his team kind of milling around this lobby area. Ubers are equal right now, but they don't seem like they're going to be pushing right now, as Drac actually got picked up. But yeah, that was a very convincing mid for Se7en.
I mean, we talked about David and Goliath sort of imagery, but I think just the way they pushed that towards there, that was even way too aggressive to say, you know, how much we were just like boasting them over the Nunyan team. They're still, after all, a Prem team. They're not just going to let Drac just sail in and kill everybody like that.
Well, actually, I do see Pappy on Spy. He's hiding here at second. And we do actually see Talash as well running that sniper, so Pappy might be able to make something happen.
He could definitely go for this Raymond kill. He should know that he's there. Raymond's peeking behind him though. He's noticed him. They're trying to go for the hot shank, but no, he will be covered in pee and taken out.
Yeah, he actually nearly had the stab there, but Raymond just turned around just in the nick of time, actually. But yeah, that's what you were saying. They could have ran things like that, spy, and looks like they actually opted for that. Didn't work out, but for now, it looks like nothing's really happened yet. But actually, the Uber was forced out of Condog, so Hem's going down, and there's 2 players lost. Se7en have used this Uber charge in the lobby, and they're just going to pour into the last here, getting a lot of time on the point. So many weak players here. As Condog goes down, that's there following up as well, and Falash getting into the pick onto Pappy, and this is just the other man alive who gets taken down.
That was so controlled coming out from Se7en there. They just felt really confident playing off the lash and just letting him do his thing. And even towards the tail end of that fight, you could see that they were still not rushing things, just letting Flash pick them from afar. And it's such a dire situation where you want to block the point, but know that you're just complete fodder to all this 5-man spam and plus a sniper.
Yeah, Se7en were able to use that Uber charge pretty well for the last, but we are our second mid. See, Ratslayer pretty weak, arriving much later than Ali actually, and will get healed up by his medic finally as Se7en taking some positioning here on these right hand side crates.
He's going for the big flank around, but the scout has noticed him, and Yellen's tried to jump in with him. He's trying to follow up his soldier buddy now, Pappy, and the scouts are doing an okay job. They're trying to focus down Ali, and they will get the Ali kill, but they've lost a few of their picks during all the fighting whilst they were coordinating to make that kill happen. Raymond is keeping his players alive, and Captain's trying to buy some more breathing room for his team to come back into this, but they're also unhealthy on the Se7en. I'm surprised they haven't lost a player so far.
He actually takes down Raymond. Oh my goodness, that was a really good
play off Condog now.
Yeah, these players are just so weak for Se7en. That was quite a long mid-fight, pretty drawn out, but actually it was I think it was Pappy who went all the way from IT all the way back to Se7en's choke and managed to jump in and pick up Raymond, so it actually worked out for them in the end. I think we'll take the second mid-fight.
They've got Captain weaseling about behind, and I think they know that he's there. Yeah, they've capped that off, and they've already sent the scout duo to go find him. So with him found in this area, he's going to try his best to hold this lobby area. He gets a nice little edge. Oh my god, he actually makes the trade.
Oh wow, he actually nearly took down the second scout there, as Hems is really weak, just coming in back in from IT.
Nice little air shot, Captain.
Yeah, Captain maybe picking up somewhat of what Stark, maybe trying to get some strange plays, trying to get behind, but
what was that Uber? Why?
I'm not sure, but they've just used this as Drac has actually gotten behind right now. He's actually in sewers. They have seen him now, but he probably will just stay behind and try to cause a distraction. As Buscari peeking from lobby, but will just back up right now as Drac gets picked up by Yumpu actually in sewers.
If you can hear the sound of my keyboard, I'm mashing the HUD reload scheme because there's no way that his health was that high and he would pop on that. He had full health for a moment there, Frysk, and Condog just popped his Uber.
Hems is behind on the back cap.
Oh
my goodness!
That's the gimmick they want, the back cap, baby!
That's
it's
what I'm talking
classic.
about. The gimmick's coming out. That's what I'm talking about.
It's the first round of the season and it's against Se7en. Oh,
wow,
mate.
Well, I was not expecting that.
well
played there.
I should never doubt things ever again. It's the caster's curse. He can do wonderful things. How dare I shit talk a team?
Well, here we are at third mid, as we see Pappy taking a lot of damage, but manages to get into Se7en's IT. But we do see actually Illan so deep, trying to get some damage onto Raymond, but he's so weak. He's still alive, but finally gets just stuffed by Thalash. Captain as well getting picked up, but Hems and Yumpu go down, so there's no scouts right now for Se7en, and it looks like Condog and Ratslayer are just going to have to back out here through this choke. But Se7en, so fast, Drac just cuts off Condog and takes him down. It's just Ratslayer trying to get out one right now, and he seems to have made it out.
Yeah, maybe the communication wasn't exactly on par for nunya there. Usually you could get your teammates to back out in the rough same vicinity and kind of make it difficult for the enemy team to make those chases on the medic.
Yeah, well, they are just in this lobby area. As I say that, Ali has just jumped in, actually picks up Hems. Essentially getting taken down. I think that's why Heavy just... oh my goodness, Ali! He was just eating the sandwich and he actually just gets air shot, so... this is looking really good for Se7en. There's so many frags here. And wow, Yumpu getting picked up as well from Drac. Wow, how often do you see a Heavy get air shot?
That was pretty greedy coming out from nunya there, where they went with the engineer, but they knew Se7en was hot on their tail and they would have they wouldn't have that sentry gun built in time before the 7 push came in, and they actually decided to wait for it to build. It didn't contribute anything to the fight, just wasted the time of that one scout where he could have been shooting things. Anyway, we are on to our 4th middle of the game. It's quite action-packed so far. I'd say it's 22 minutes left, and 7 again, they're just playing passive, letting the Nunya come to them, trying to blob up, space out, slowly take over the advantage of the roof, and they do find their first kill. It's Pappy going aggressive, and there's a huge wraparound coming from Yunpu, and I think he'll actually find the kill. Oh wait, no, Captain's got his number. So they're just dying one by one, slowly going down. I think they need to kind of go all or nothing, Nunya, on these mids.
Yeah, they're really passive. They just seem to kind of get stuck behind blue crates and just eventually just got... They just took so much damage that 7 were able to just take that mid pretty comfortably.
Well, take 2 for Nunya. They're still opting to go with the heavy weapons guy, even though he was kind of striked as to fight easily. It looks like Raymond wants to milk this because they've identified there's no sniper in this, and look, they're completely just waltzing in. Raymond just finally pops off an Uber just so because he feels like it, and they've already picked up 2 kills during the midst of that Uber, and you have got a few resistances coming out from this thing, but Drac flank is coming and is taken out. Condog, they just have to play off the heels now and try and space out as much as possible, make it difficult for these soldiers.
This has been drawn out quite longer than it needed to be, but they finally do end up taking them.
Alright, 3-1 on the board. It seems quite whitewashy for both teams right now. No major stalemates to be seen.
Yeah, 7 just kind of performing as expected, but we are coming up here to our 5th mid-fight. If you're just joining us, this is the ETF2L Season 26 Premiership match between 7 and Nunya. Here we go, Ali very fast to this mid, but we do see Pappy trying to get some early spam onto him. Ratslayer quite weak back in his stroke. Drac actually will try and get some spam as he will manage to get behind an IT. Looks like Nunya are opting for this blue crate positioning here as, oh my goodness, that was Pappy.
It's a shooting star!
That was incredible. He just gets airshot by, I'm not sure what sort of that was, I think that was Captain, as Yunfu gets picked up and choked by Drac. And it's just the medical out for Nunya.
Yeah, they're pinning all their hopes on the one soldier that makes the aggressive bomb, and then I thought they were going for a blow-up play similar to 7 there, see if they can just win them out on the slow fight. But it pretty much comes down to whether or not if Pappy gets his kill or not on these initial jumps, but 7 just practically playing duck hunt at this point. It's so easy for them just to blob up and just like work off their DM and pick them out from the skies. They're already making this last push and they're completely running over
so many frags. Yeah, that was just destruction on last there. No chance for Nunya.
Well, usually when it comes to this scenario, frysk, do you ever ask yourself, would you ever not go to mid?
No, you have to go to mid. You have to have some self-respect and turn up and fight tooth and nail.
I mean,
but here we are at our 5th mid. As Drax so fucking fast into Ratslayer, and he gets into lobby, actually gets right behind them. This could be a really good flank here, but he is spotted out by that scout. Nunya could make something happen here, as they are actually getting somewhat of some good damage here onto Thalash, but their positioning isn't that good, and they're kind of getting wrapped around here, but Thalash actually does go down. And Condog actually so weak, might get picked up here by Drac, as Drac actually gets Pappy. This isn't looking very good here for Nunya.
Yeah, they're just trying to slowly play it out. They had a sniper, and oh, the crits play! I didn't see that coming!
Oh my god, that worked so well. That was...
I mean, that's how you destroy a blob, man. You have some really, really powerful cannons. They were playing it so slowly over on 7 that they just opted to go for the crits, and crits will build. With the crits, you just need time, I suppose. And they also had a sniper as well. That was also another aspect of their patient play that they decided to go with. But I like that switch up coming out from Nunya there. That was very, very good. I'm incredibly surprised that that's no one from 7 spotted out that crits, to be honest. But yeah, it worked.
Like, yeah, I was completely caught off guard. It was a really good choice by Nunya, actually. Surprised it worked so well, but I'm not sure if Condog is still on the crits. No, I think he is actually.
No, he's still on the crits.
Yeah, he's
got
on
it
the crits.
now.
So they'll probably look to maybe Chris Ratslayer, try and get some, maybe get a Raymond pick, but Raymond is positioned pretty well beside the sentry gun. So it's going to be pretty hard as, okay, well, Condog just catches a pipe into lobby, and Ali picks up the drop onto Condog. So this isn't looking good for Nunya.
That was some deep magic, some voodoo magic coming out from Ali Potter there. Good God.
The control point is being contested.
Oh, there's another back cap. Oh no, it's just Yemen. He's fighting up against a sentry gun that's denying him this possibility to make another back cap underneath Se7en's noses. But yeah, they're just moving swiftly on to middle right now.
Yeah, Pappy's in this forward spawn, but he has been called, so Raymond won't be peeking. He's still hedging his bets and trying to find a shot, but you don't think it's going to work out for Amir.
Well, they decide to go back to the medigun and stop the crits play for now, worried that the constant medigun advantage will just completely lose the round for them. It's probably the smart play. They have a little resistance, a little peek on second to see if they can form some sort of play. Actually, there was a forced out Uber. I've just missed that. Raymond is going in with his troops and they're trying to make the best of it. But then they're doing a really good job. They've taken out Ratslayer, and of course you take out Ratslayer, you take out Corndog as well. They're practically the same person when it comes to Nunya, and they will wipe out the entire team. That is what you call an Uber Frisk.
Yeah, that was really well played by Se7en, because they picked up a kill. I'm not sure who they actually picked up, but they had one pick, so they just went with it, and they just destroyed Nunya on that left-hand side.
Alright. Another mid. Flash is still checking if they're doing any sort of shenanigans over on Nunya by checking quickly with the spy. But he won't spot anything out. They decide to go claim Cookie Cutter over on Nunya. Drac has gone behind again, but last time he did this did not work out very well for them. And they pick out the Pappy kill. That's expected at this point. He's died a lot on the first initial mids, and he's actually rotated, all the team rotated around trying to find each other. And now it's just a quick musical chairs. They all go back into it, trying to take the fight to Se7en, but they're bombing up so much better. They use the high ground so much better as well. And they're trying to back out, but you need to realise that isn't your base, Nunya!
And actually, yeah, they're on Se7en's side right now, and I think the Kritzkrieg is in, they're trying to run this again, and it won't seem to work. He hasn't picked up anything yet. Condog's so weak, but wow, he actually will connect to pipe onto Captain. Condog's still alive.
He's come back.
Oh my goodness. Well, that didn't work as well as last mid, to say the least, Turbo, but Ratslayer is caught in here.
Ratslayer, yeah, he's off for a little adventure. He's gone back into the flank of Se7en, and Drax just keeping a watchful eye on him, and this is fine. I mean, a demo man for a soldier, he should just kill himself, honestly. Like, he needs to go back to his last points. His buddies need him.
Yeah, well, Ratslayer is still trying to make something, trying to get back to his team somehow. He's still in sewers, but they have actually picked up a second as Yampu gets down to Piscaria.
Looks like a back cap while they were trying to make the push into last, and Drac is still dealing with Ratslayer. He's still just sat there. He's a little baby.
They're just walking in right now onto last. Ali's just leading this charge, and he gets a huge pipe onto Hems. Oh my goodness! And he will actually pick up Pappy as well. And they're just going to cap it out.
Wow. 6-1. I mean, it's the score we sort of expected at the rough time frame, maybe as well. But there was a little fight in there. They connected a punch over on Goliath.
They actually tied it up. So I wasn't expecting that. So well played from Nunya, actually.
It's a shame the defenses of Nunya aren't stellar, not challenging Se7en whatsoever. Maybe it might be down to the map. Maybe it's just not a strong map for them.
Perhaps, but I feel maybe you could write that round they got off as a bit lucky. Maybe it's a back cap, but it was a good play from, I think it was Hems.
I mean, you have to be lucky, but at the same time, Se7en also have to drop the ball as well. People have to check these things. They need to make sure that people are pushing out different doorways, checking corners, checking the usual hiding spots. But they just didn't do that, and they lost the round. But I'm sure it's just a minor blip on the entire, I guess, results.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose like picking up a round must have felt nice against Se7en for Nunya. Maybe they could bring out some more gimmicks in the second map. We're going to Snakewater, I believe. But for now, Turbo, I think we should take a look at some logs.
Oh boy. Now, the first thing I see is... Oh, wait, I can't see anything because the production man refreshed it. It's Ali. Oh my god, how many kills? He doesn't need any follow-up. He is the follow-up. 24 kills. 4 deaths. That's a nice kill-to-death ratio of about 6.0. It's pretty good for a demo man. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's 400 DPM, not bad. But on the side of Nunya, I do see Pappy getting 2 kills for 15 deaths. I think you did mention that at their mid-fights. They were just putting quite a lot of... They were just putting all their eggs into one basket, which was just Pappy going in for a bomb, and he would often just get destroyed. So
it looked good at first, where they were sort of syncing up the soldier play, and kind of... You saw Pappy would dedicate himself a little bit, but when he got terribly aggroed, he would back off slightly and let his soldier friend come in. And then he even saw a scout through into the mix. But once they let that happen, it seems the scout scene on the 7 weasels his way into the back line, takes out Ratslayer or Corndog. But I'm surprised they didn't go for that earlier play where they did the Kritzkrieg and sniper thing much earlier, because you could tell about 3 or 4 rounds into it that this was not the strat.
yeah, well, I have just noticed that Corndog died 11 times to Raymond's 2. So Corndog was actually only able to get off 2 Ubers, though we did see some use of the crits, which worked pretty well once, but failed disastrously the second time.
Well, I guess we all know now who is the pocket for Nunya. It is actually Yellen, because he does get a nice 22% heals compared to Pappy. But I think it might be just how they're doing these mid-fights. They literally broke them down to Pappy, you need to pull something off. So completely expected there. There was at one point that Corndog dropped as well, which I must have missed out on. I can't remember that.
I think that was a crits. Yeah, that was a crits drop in lobby. They still had the crits from mid when it worked pretty well, and they just tried to bring it to last, but it didn't really work for them. So as they were retreating, Ali actually just connected a pipe onto Corndog in lobby.
You're right. I remember now. That was the Ali Potter moment.
Ali actually, just to mention that, he actually got so many good pipes that game.
Yeah, it's usually when it comes to the very top tier of demo men, the spam is so unbelievably annoying. You can't really traverse or accomplish anything when it just comes to these pipes constantly getting in the way. And they almost have it broken down to a science at this point. And usually you don't really see a drop like that come out, but I guess that just goes to show how much Nunya just wanted to get in there and squeeze in a crits, but Ali was just doing the correct amount of spam in the right places, and it came out huge for him.
Yeah, well, I mean, I believe they did have a sentry gun at that point, so it would have had to have been a monumental effort to make that crits work, but in the end it didn't work for them, so we'll have to see. Snakewater is our next map, if they might go for this crits play again.
You see on these extended Gentleman Jordan logs as well that Pascari, his first match with the team, has turned out quite nicely. He's sitting above with a nice plus 5% in leading in frags for his team when it comes to the midpoint, which was really what came down to the entire match. If you won the mid, you won the round, basically. And Nunya did manage to get that one surprise round and then convert it into them very well. Actually, I think one of these screens that will show that both teams have 100% conversion rate. I think I might have missed that screen, but... oh, no. Oh, well, I thought it would have been 100%, but I guess my memory faded. So, we are heading into Snakewater, and I've just been told that we are starting in 90 seconds for this.
Ooh, get excited, Turbo, for this second map. We'll have to see if Nunya can make something happen again. Maybe a back cap, maybe some gimmick plays. But I will keep my eye on the scouts of Nunya.
I wonder if they'll go for any crits right out the bat here. Maybe that's the way to start taking down this huge beast of 7. Is just start throwing around some unfair critical strikes.
Yeah, do you think Snakewater is a particularly good map for crits?
Oh, yes.
It's quite a large map, so...
I think it'll be really good for crits, actually. I know that Full Tilt used to run the crits just to kind of dictate the pace of the game against Crowns, as I guess, the spirit of what this team used to be. So I can definitely see it happening if they decide to run crits full time. Just see if they can pull out their inner GDK, and just be a critzing machine constantly back to back. It's all on Ratslayer though.
Yeah, well, I do hear the countdown. We are actually going live. If you're just joining us, this is the ETF2L Season 26 Premiership match between Se7en and Nunya. Se7en won the first map process 6-1, and here we go to our first mid at Snakewater. Take us there, Turbo.
Alright, the first thing I see is Ali turning up to mid just a little bit quicker. An all direct hit with that first sticky. It's going to delay a lot of heals onto Ratslayer before they can really push across. And they're pushing across the point so early already. Drak even manages his way to back out as well as do a little bomb. And good God, everything's just collapsing and folding like a piece of paper. It's like Superman at the laundromat.
That was unbelievable. That was just 7 soldiers just turning up at that mid. Like, Drak as well gets a lot of early damage onto Condog. And just, like, he ended up getting another air shot on the top of mid. That was just such a good play from 7 soldiers, and they're looking like they just want to take this in right now, and the Uber has been used. Ali trying to get some stickies over here to the Centric and will take it down. You're going to get some time on point here. Thalas is trying to peek this. Actually will get picked up by Ilan, who drops down to clean him up. But they actually just had so much time on the point that they'll be able to cap it out.
Yeah, that scout got in early on that point, and it did buy, I guess, a lot of threatening room for them, where they started following up that cap a little bit with a couple of other players. They had to dedicate a few players onto it, and eventually they did cap it off, and Nunya wasn't able to do the trademark Snakewater last defense.
Well, here we go at our second mid. Ali slightly faster than Condog, trying to get some early sticky spam like he did last mid, but we do see actually both soldiers of Nunya jumping in, but just gets denied. Drak going down actually as well to Ratslayer. Ilan will get picked up here behind, but Condog trying to make his way across this point. He is running crits, I just noticed, but he's taking so much damage and he gets such a good surf onto this roof, and it doesn't seem to be working out, as basically his entire team has just been taken down. He actually will get chased
Flash
out
is
here.
chasing the kill. He's got the kill onto Condog. That's the, I guess, the safety net. Oh yeah, he's actually going to sit still, take his fate.
Yeah, like they did have the crits. Condog was running crits, but his team took too much damage, so he actually had no crits target, and he just got caught out. He took so much damage. But I have just noticed Puffy on Spy on second.
Oh, no, but they're going to be pushing to last before he actually has an impact. He wants to stab the scout, seeing if he can kill him before he makes the back cap, but they had another scout in reserve coming to clean that up anyway, even if that play worked out. Captain's already trying to cap up the point, and they've got stickies on there as well. Everyone's got a nice position to keep cap as well and truly safe. It's 2-0 already, and it's barely hit 3 minutes on the clock.
I mean, maybe to be expected, but I know last map we did see a round before, I think maybe after 7 or 8 minutes. But yeah, that was a really good last push there from 7. As we do make our way to this mid fight, Ali slightly faster, or well, pretty much the exact same speed as Ratslayer. Trying to get in here, trying to exchange some stickies, as actually Raymond and Captain rolling out to this top left area. But again, Yellow so fast in as well. Ratslayer getting taken down. Yumpu trying to do something, but just gets destroyed. Ali was so weak there. And
Medic's going for the bomb.
God, I was trying to do something. I just looked up and saw him on top, and you're not supposed to be there. But yeah, that's a wipe actually for Nunya. So 7 again, probably just going to take this all the way to last.
I mean, to give them credit, they all tried to go for the aggressive play, but 7, they're really showing off their DM capabilities and dealing with, like, 5 players being thrown at them at once. And already Ubered in, and Ali's taking a big fat single Uber. He takes out both the medic and the demo man again in good fashion. I don't think there's a single time I've ever seen Ratslayer go down without Condog following it, or vice versa.
Yeah, they just play so close together that really you're basically picking up 2 kills, 2 for the price of 1. But yeah, another really good last push again from 7. I mean, 7 are just having it really easy now because they just keep having these wonderful mid-fights that they're able to just take it all the way to last with the Uber ad. But right at 4th mid, what do you see, Turbo?
I think I saw some pipe spam coming out from the start of that. I think that's the lock-in load coming out for... Oh my
gimmicks.
god, Ratslayer. He's got the sticky jumper. Of course he's going to go for this play. He's going with the lock-in load, see if he can make the play onto him, but doesn't land any of his pipes and he just easily cleaned him up as well.
That's
Spy?
He hasn't. Raymond hasn't noticed. Will he be able to do anything now? He's gotten spotted. Wow, Raymond actually didn't notice at first that was the spy. I was getting a bit excited there, but he will get picked up.
Did he get an achievement during that?
I'm not sure, but I'm not sure about this spy to mid turbo.
Well, you know, maybe they're taking some inspiration from a certain team this season, but I guess they're just trying all these things out. I mean, it was one of the first things I mentioned. What can you do to win out against Se7en? And it's pull out something they've never seen before. Pull out these mid spies. Pull out these sticky jumper lock and load bombs.
Yeah, well, I think the first time there's actually equal Ubers at last, so Nunya might have a chance to actually defend this. But Kondong actually will have a slight advantage, but it's pretty much negligible, as Se7en just kind of hanging around this lobby area, exchanging some spam until something happens. But
I'm going to watch the alley cam. It's his time to play with crits. Let's see what he can pull off, if he can show up. That first clip on the... the first crit actually comes out alley! They're pulling a Neo, dodges it. And all this spam, he can't seem to land the shots quite yet. Oh, he does pick out Ratslayer though over the shed, and the heavy weapons guy is doing his best to delay them, but there's just way too many players for him to deal with, and it will be a 4th round to Se7en.
yeah, it was a bit strange. Like, Nunya wanted to kind of push into the lobby through Shutter. Like, their combo was kind of a bit far forward, and at the same time, Se7en were like just pushing in through left, and the crits worked pretty well. So. Yeah, just another successful last again. But it is our 5th round here. We'll have to see if Se7en are going to close it out.
Again, still running that crits, because why not at this point?
Okay, well, Ratslayer is... Okay, Ratslayer just walked all the way behind Ali and picked him up, but he will get picked up. He was so weak. Captain as well, getting a lot of damage on himself. It will pick up Yumpu as, well, Kalash picking up Ilum there, and it's only Pappy and Hemps alive.
Man, it is literally meals on wheels, it looks like, for Nunya. They just bomb in and straight into the fire of Se7en. I don't think I've seen a... I mean, there was a cute little play with Ratslayer picking up the kill onto alley, but any sort of actual pick they get, they all seem to get punished so heavily at the start. They were trying to make a backcap happen, but alley will soon put a stop to that. Not like it mattered anyways, so... They've actually got a... Oh wait, no.
Well, Nunya's medic coming up on Spy.
Of course, they'll never see this coming.
This is exactly what you were talking about, Turbo, just throwing something completely random, but it doesn't seem to be working so well. As Piscaria picking up 2 frags there onto Ilun and Hems, but Kondong picked up Ali before the round.
They're literally just bashing the unlocks against the rock and saying, like, how did Low Panda do this? How did... Well, that was certainly a video game.
Yeah, I think that was not even, 15 minutes on process. That was 9 minutes on Snake. Was that to be expected, Turbo?
Yeah, you're gonna have to bear with me. I'm digging deep here to figure out the analysis behind the sticky jumper, lock and load bombs, and the medic spy plays. I don't know, I guess they just kind of resigned themselves. I think after that first map, they were thinking like, oh, maybe, especially when they got that back cap as well. I bet that team was so hyped for all of about 2 minutes. And then after that first map, they were just, the wind was taken out of their sails and thinking like, okay, get me out of this game. I don't want to play anymore. So they just start smashing that random class and start having fun instead, maybe having a quick chuckle. But yeah, I'm sure that was the game plan all from the start, maybe.
Yeah, perhaps, but nonetheless, I think we should take a look at some logs. As I do see Ali pushing 500 DPM, which, even by Demoman standards, Turbo, is quite impressive.
Yeah, to say how quickly the game goes as well. Usually these matches don't last long enough to really make use of these high damage per minute. But actually, saying that, they were incredibly efficient. I don't think there was ever a moment where they took pause over on Se7en, so maybe this was the ideal conditions for them to get these huge DPMs going, especially because across all the team they're doing somewhat well for the to say how much they were dominating.
Yeah, Pascari and Ali were really the main driving frags behind Se7en. I mean, of course, all the Se7en were able to pick up so many frags, but I do recall one mid, I think Draken Captain just killed everybody by themselves. May have been the second mid, but yeah, all of Se7en just playing so well.
My God, it was literally a chore for Se7en, it seems, and I'm not sure if they're even here to comment. I'm a little bit worried that the interview will last a little longer than the game. But, it's all well and good, kind of, I guess, picking on Nunya in a way, but it's really a Goliath task. They have been playing this game for so much longer. These teams have been in Prem for so much longer as well. So it's all just fun and games here on the caster desk. I think Nunya can still pull out a good season ahead of them, but everyone's got to swallow that 7 pill.
Yeah, well, guess they've gotten this game over and done with. Se7en. But yeah, I think looking at the logs on stream right now, each round under about 2 minutes. So very, very quick game.
Yeah, actually, the fourth round coming a little bit slower there. I'm not sure if probably start thinking up in the air. I wonder what the quickest game of Prem has ever been. I'm not sure if it would be this one. I think there has been a few that have been super, super quick, like insanely quick.
Well, this is certainly a contender. As actually, I just noticed the logs on stream right now. No frags happening on Se7en's second or last point of this game.
Yeah, they never won mid, so
yeah,
they chopped a map in half basically.
Yeah, it was just like
yeah, look, see, it was literally mid fight one, time to pick up the paycheck at last. Mid fight one, last. 6% probably would have been all the spies dying in the back.
Most likely. I mean, you can see that 100% conversion rate. It was just Se7en just taking those mids all the way to last.
Oh man. The conversion rate is so bad that the stats are telling me their Nan could have done better in the conversion rate.
But I mean, what can Nunya do really against that?
Well, I think it's just too early. You've just you're starting on the final boss at the start of the video game, I guess. Again, I think it was more like if as long as they just took this week as a personal time to workshop and work out their own problems and kinks and stuff like that, rather than thinking, what's the best way to take out the 7 Goliath? We can. I think that was the best thing they could get out of this week for them. I feel like I'm being so cruel to them, but you need to stop me, Frysk, if I'm going too far. Is this e-bullying?
No, we're casters. We can take all the liberties. We can bully as many teams as we want.
I'm sure they're a bunch of swell guys, and they've got into Prem for a reason. They have to be good. But Se7en are just a whole another caliber.
Yeah, I think the best games for Nunya are yet to come. Se7en, I mean, any team. I mean, pick any team in Prem against Se7en. It's got to be tough, you know?
Well, I think we're really circling the drain here at this point, Frysk. I think you need to put us out of our misery. Take me out.
Yeah, I think we're just about finished. But I think I might start by giving you an opportunity to do some shoutouts, Turbo.
Oh boy. I usually have to dish out the shout-outs. I never get the first shout-out. I guess I'm going to give a shout-out to everyone from Team Fortress TV, doing a wonderful job so far. All the new recruits. Yada, yada, yada.
That's me.
Yeah, that's you. We also have... who else can I shout out there? Oh, I promised Sonny Black a shout-out years ago. Good God. So I probably should follow up on that. And maybe a shout out to the viewer at home.
That's always a nice shout out to give, making them all feel special. But yeah, I think I'm going to shout out my team. I bailed on scrims tonight to cast this wonderful spectacle of Team Fortress 2. Shout out to Classy as well. But yeah, I think we probably just going to leave it there. That was Se7en versus Nunya week 2. Make sure to check us out on Team Fortress TV. We're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and give us a follow on Twitch. Don't miss a game. So I think that's going to be me and Turbo signing out.